I feel like you just pop with the Counter-Strike and you're able to absorb so much of that, right? You just leave the Counter-Strike running full.
Also, I think the Jax is better versus the Xin, too. You know, if jungle's going to be up there and ganking you, it is very, very good. Try and close some traps on you. And On is kind of watching at the moment, and maybe one of those traps is about to be sprung.
Shun making his way in. The Dustbringer is going to connect as Kanavi doesn't have flash, remember, from the earlier play. And he'll be taken down. The Umbral Glaives.
For jungle. And BLG, they're going to reap the rewards now. You talk about Shun being ahead, Nocturne a full level ahead, and Nocturne's topside.
Oh dear, Zeus in a lot of trouble, gets stunned up by the Counter-Strike. And in goes the Nocturne, getting very scared as this Viking, and then taken out.
And that is the danger of playing Ghost TP. Yes, Bin did have to give up a big wave, though, for that. He lost a lot of minions at that tower. But they didn't even need the Ignite to kill Zeus, and Zeus realizes he can't break the Fear Tether.
Camp him, camp him!
Well, that's exactly what they're doing, as Bin just gets back to work once again. And Zeus not going to be able to get out of this one. The Ignite ticking down, the Fear tethers once more. And the Alcove will not save you, Zeus. He falls a second time in a row.
Yesterday in that pivotal Game 5, this guy is crazy good on anything that can engage, anything that can go. He will find the angle. He will be able to turn around a fight, and he's going to have to in a game like this, as Zeus is looking for a proxy angle.
Yeah, he is just going to walk past the turret. Doesn't take a turret shot, which is going to be very, very handy, as Shun and On making their way in to try and take this dragon, and they just steal it. The Paranoia comes in. It's level 4 to level 6 in the jungle. And Shun is going to chase the Rakan out of there. The hail of arrows will pierce Kanavi. BLG didn't get off to this kind of lead in game number 2 either. So Headbutt gets Kanavi out of there. He's back over once again as the Chains of Corruption are going to come down. Viper not going to be able to hit him, as Kanavi did manage to hit level 6.
Zeka's moving down, so they're threatening the dive here.
Yep. Delight only level 5 here, but should be able to get the knockup. Does find it there onto the cow. They should be able to get this kill for the first one of the game, and Gumayusi is the one to claim it. Kanavi's definitely dead, but he's used to that so far this game. And so BLG, a 1-for-1 in that bottom lane, but plates to go over to Guma could be a big deal.
Honestly, I like the call from On. He's like, okay, yes, you guys do have the extra power here, but I will sacrifice myself under tower to make sure it's going to delay Kanavi even more. Viper?
Yeah, there is the quickness towards that bottom side of the map as Delight gets himself out of there. Gumayusi gonna need to finish this one off, and he does do so. A 1-for-1 under the turret as a teleport. Kanavi's got a tunneler, and now a little hammer as well. He definitely can.
Tunnel into the ground and hide.
The Coinbase Gold Grind comes in. That is going to be the cleanse to get out of the Chains of Corruption as Knight's moving in. Bear lands on top of Delight, but he's not dead just yet. Just barely able to get himself out of the way as a teleport flies on.
Nocturne ult for Dragon, maybe? Do they see them? Oh, they're not going to contest the Dragon right now.
Oh, it's going to be secured. All right, so HLE...
That is just going to make things even more difficult, but Guma and Delight feel like the hope right now.
Oh no, only level 5 here for On as he has to flash to get out of the way with the grand entrance, and that is going to be a dead cow. Mincemeat on the rift as HLE giving these away, but he is nowhere near. And Zeus gonna have to wander on over, eat some honey fruit before he gets there as the turret is taken towards his bottom side. And it is
one... 2 items, and Delight has exhaust ready, has a locket ready, so they have tools to keep Guma protected, though he has been poked a bit by Viper, and I think that's gonna make them just give it up.
Yeah, Zeka was thinking about moving from that top side of the map, but they are just going to give it up. And a bit of a fadeaway arrow there to help Battle Herald here for BLG if they'd like to grab this second dragon for themselves. As in goes On, could be a knock-up into a pulverize. As Shelly is avoided quite well. It's only Zeus that gets put up towards the sky. But in that, it is going to be the Drake secured by Shun. Immediately, though, Viper just dies. The quickness to grab Shun at the same time as he has to flash to get out of the way. BLG, they only sacrifice one, though, and getting that second Drake, a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal grabbing that second Drake.
Oh, Kanavi going to get a little bit scared here in this brush, but no, is able to break the tether just in time. Shun down to 50%. Gumayusi may be in a little bit of trouble as the bear drops from the sky. As an Australian, quite aware of that.
The brush was very real. I thought that was actually going to explode in a fight, but They haven't left the area, and BLG still forcing for the top tower.
Yeah, there's the paranoia coming down as the Crescent Guard comes in, uses Shun as a taxi to get up towards that top side, but the Grand Entrance doesn't do it, and down goes Kanavi. Gumayushi now to show up as Bin just immediately jumps on top of him. Zeus into that backline. Can he actually get a target though? Stridebreaker helps him out, and he takes down the jungler. Delight trying to get in there, but the quickness is denied entirely. And Guma still alive, but it's not quite working. Featherstorm comes down. Down goes the Olaf as well as On is going to get swept up by the razor sharp feathers. Viper just hits Chains of Corruption on Delight every single team fight. BLG will win every single one. As Delight goes in, finds an angle towards On, trying to use that ultimate effectively here as the Chains of Corruption do come down once again. Gumayushi getting himself to relative safety as Zeka gets in to try and defend in that backline. Grand exit here.
Though, so that's dangerous.
Oh dear, Zeka is just going to ghost away from BLG, but it's not going to be enough. Just bonked on the head with a lamppost, and Bin is going to claim his 5th of the game.
Yeah, it's the first death there for Zeka, but it's a pretty big one. Didn't have his flash. They're going to lose that tier 2 tower very likely. Kanavi in the area, but could be tough to fight this.
The constant pressure from BLG in this top quadrant of the map up here has really rewarded them.
From this Dragon Pit, BLG will say, well, thank you very much for the leash. I know it's not a very big one, but we're happy to do so. That is going to be soul point over to them if they're able to lock this one down. And I think even though an Ocean Soul is good for anyone, denying it from HLE is going to be the important point when you have the Poke Varus.
And game, when you have all of these max rank abilities, such short cooldowns.
Well, On looking for an angle here as the paranoia comes down once again. Let's see whether they can keep Guma safe. The Blade Caller and Shun can have to flash to get out, but Kanavi is just dead in the blink of an eye. Zeus looking for an angle towards Bin, but On just throws him up into the air. Ragnarok still hasn't been procced. Comes out here from Shun, gives away his position towards these popcorn chickens as there is the paranoia. The Realm Warp to get them underneath the turret as Guma takes it down first. The feathers have been laid as into the backline goes Zeus, and immediately he is taken down. And now it's BLG's turn to go on the offensive. Kanavi using the Crescent Guard to try and create some space, but it is once again a pick. Knight teleporting in, will join the rest of his teammates. 5 strong on BLG's side. The paranoia comes on through with Gumayushi not going to be able to help take this one down as Shun secures another soul. And Kanavi, he's trying to fight this one out, but he is just going to go down. Bin in that backline, able to escape very comfortably. And once again, BLG taking the lunch money. The Featherstorm has to be used by Gumayushi as they are going to try and take down this cow. But the bear comes from the sky, takes out the Rakan, and BLG will...
Bin survives on the side, and then they just chase forward, force out Guma's ult, and take out Delight.
And the rewards are huge, as you can see in the picture.
It's going to be the cleanse coming on through here. Gets Gumayushi out of dodge, but that is still going to be this turret falling down. The outer turret taking a long time to go, 30 minutes into the game, but still, they managed to get through it, and now Bin knocking on the back door here at the same time. Light gets himself out of the way. Gumayushi in a lot of trouble. He's just trying to get through these minions as in goes Kanavi, but out he goes immediately with the headbutt, and they dive on top of Zeus and wipe him off the rift. BLG have found their opening, and they're going to take even more after.
Great call. On defends on the left with the headbutt, and Shun attacks on the right with the ulti.
BLG are just playing it so well, so patiently. Guma keeps getting poked. He went for the Gluttonous Greaves, but only 2 stacks, and the game may be already over. He's not getting that much lifesteal from it, and Viper is just staying at range, constantly poking and prodding and targeting Guma, making his life difficult. And now it's a full court press. 3 waves being Baron buffed up. They already take out that mid inhib. They're on the towers in top, and Bin is going to be threatening through bot lane as well. HLE have maybe got one more fight left in them, but they've got to wait for Zeus, and you're hoping for a miracle.
We'll see whether they can make that one work, as now Delight trying to get himself out of the way of On. Bin with that counter-strike running will be able to leap strike over the wall. As there's an exhaust. They really want to commit on this one. As the Chains of Corruption going to be instantly cleansed. They might be able to get the Jax, but never mind, they will not. Down goes the Zyre Rakan. Into the backline they go. Bin goes golden though, and now he's looking to escape from Zeus. He does manage to get one of the kills onto Viper. Delight tries to get in, and it does not work out. Bin survives, and BLG will knock down these towers and move to match point in the MSI Finals.
Bin is dancing on him in and out with these leap strikes, man. What a game plan from BLG, well crafted. They have the Nocturne early, Bin gets his Jax carry top, they split the jungle for him, they split the map. And Shun is able to bring it home. Analyst Des, are BLG going to win again?
Is the jungle gap going to stay this big? Because I feel like that'll answer the question. Holy crap!
Don't do him like this.